this is Chris McKee in San Antonio, Texas with Alamo Music, and we have some new Taylor guitars to go over with you today. In my lap I'm holding Taylor's new 510E. It's part of their new 500 series. Now if you've been paying attention to what Taylor's been doing for the past few years, Taylor has been going through, led by their master luthier Andy Powers, and refining, redesigning, and improving guitars in their lineup. Now, Andy started with the 800 series a few years back and gave that new performance bracing, wood thicknesses based upon body style, a thinner finish, behind glue construction. It also got their newest pickup and a whole host of aesthetic changes. Followed by that, they remade the maple guitar. The 600 series has been a stellar seller. It's an amazing guitar. Got some of the same features that the 800 series had, but with its own flavor because it's a different tone wood. The 900 series was also updated last year with beautiful new aesthetics that are timeless, elegant, and comfortable with the armrest that is now included on that model. So this year at NAMM, Taylor decided to redo their 500 series, which I suspected might be coming because it's a new tone wood for Andy to put his master touch on. So the 500 series for a while has been Taylor's mahogany line of guitars. And for a while it has been a combination of either mahogany and Sitka spruce, western red cedar, or a mahogany top, depending upon the tonality that you were going for. New for this year is a unique guitar in this lineup, which is the 510E that I'm holding. Now all of these guitars benefit from a change in the bracing. That's the performance bracing that Andy has been working on, which brings just a wonderful resonance to each of the guitars I played regardless of the lineup that it's in. It also has different thicknesses based upon the body size and some new aesthetics. On this year's model you have faux tortoiseshell binding. I promise no turtles were injured in the making of this guitar. We have Century inlay with Ivoroid, an Ivoroid rosette as well, and it's got the ES2 pickup that is now the norm and standard on Taylor guitars. The bracing's improved, the finish is the same, and it doesn't have the hide glue, and that's for cost reasons because this guitar comes in just a little bit north of a 400 series. Okay, so I want you to think about that. You can get a 500 series with genuine Honduras mahogany with all of these bracing improvements in this guitar for just a bit north of $2,000. And you know, as always, check our website alamomusic.com to see what the latest price is, because those can change. But a great value and really a great guitar with the changes that have been done. Another change is the top wood that they're using. Now it is spruce, but it's a different species of spruce than Taylor has used in the past. This is called Lutz spruce, L-U-T-Z, and I assume that I'm pronouncing that correctly, and if I'm not, internet, you can crucify me. But Lutz spruce is a naturally occurring hybrid between Sitka spruce and white spruce, which is a cousin of Engelmann. And so what you get is this melding of characteristics between the two. And it gives you a nice creamy white color like you would have from some really nice sets of Engelmann, and a robust tone. On their website, Taylor describes it as having kind of a robustness, volume, headroom, similar to Adirondack. And that's a great way of thinking about this. That being said, this is not Adirondack spruce, okay? That's available as an upcharge. There's a reason for it being available as an upcharge. Adirondack is Adirondack. But the reason to say that is it's not Sitka. It is something different. It is something that's a great tone wood to be used, and I'm glad that Taylor is using it on their lineup now. The other unique aspects of this guitar are the fact that it's using a slotted headstock, which you may have noticed, typically reserved for Taylor's nylon series and 12 fret guitars. It's also got a short scale, which isn't immediately available simply by looking at the guitar, but it's using a 24 7/8 scale, just a bit shorter than Taylor's standard scale and what's typical on a grand concert guitar. It also has a V-neck neck carve to it, which is really comfortable. It's not a very pronounced V, it's kind of a soft V, and it fits in the palm of your hand very, very comfortably. So the short scale, the slot headstock, the v-carve, it all adds up to a really nice feeling neck. It plays well. It's great. I will say this, for a dreadnought, you probably sacrifice maybe a little bit of volume because it's a shorter scale. There's not as much tension being pulled on the top of the guitar like you would with a longer scale guitar. So there is a skosh of that. The wood that they're using, the bracing, the size of it being a dreadnought, I think make up for that from an acoustic standpoint. And let's face it, these have electronics in them. If you're plugging it in, that's not much of a concern anyway. But from an acoustic standpoint, this guitar is great. It's got a wonderful, crisp, mid-rich tone like we would expect from mahogany, and a great projection and volume from the lead spruce top, and a wonderful feel. It's a cool look too. It really harkens back to some vintage guitars of yesteryear. The old Martin slope shoulder 12-fret dreadnoughts used to have these slotted headstocks on them too. Now, Taylor doesn't have the vintage history of that, but Andy, as he is prone to do, has reached back to the best features of vintage guitars from the past and really made a fantastic guitar for the present. So let's go through its paces so that you can hear what it sounds like. This guitar is available right now at our Northwest San Antonio location, and if you want to chat about it, give us a call or email us or comment on the video and come in and say hi. So let's put it through its paces and see what you think.